You remember when the head of Visa Japan made a statement admitting that they were bullying Japanese companies into self-censorship, proudly admitting they were doing all this because of brand protection? And this post was made at the beginning of December, aka at the end of 2024. And then also there's been a lot of, articles and discussion, even I have discussed it for years at this point, of Visa and Mastercard forcing multiple different sites and stuff in Japan to self-censor. Well, that stuff has not aged well whatsoever. This is an article that came out today. This is probably single-handedly the most damning thing I think I have seen a company get. It really just goes to show their priorities. It really goes to show just how hyper-focused they've been on Japan and fictional content, while actively allowing this. And even Packer Girl points this out actually in a post, that they have directly handled processing of payments for a lot of these activities on OnlyFans, and probably other sites as well that we're completely unaware of. Insane and gross behavior. This is next level hypocrisy that I just cannot believe. Like, I'm not really even surprised, because usually people that scream for censorship and scream for something, they really try to push this narrative of this moral high ground so much. Usually they have skeletons in the closet, and obviously it was very clear that, Mastercard, Visa, and all that, they never really wanted to protect people. They tried to act like they did, but this alone really proves that. So let's dive headfirst into this. Obviously, this is a very dark and depressing video, but it needs to be said. It just goes to show, once again, the hypocrisy of these card companies and how they legitimately don't care. And I have seen people try to push back against me for this censorship, and let's talk about that first. So, to just get everything out on the table, one of the big indications that, a lot of people usually like to side with these card companies, because I have seen it, and there is even a person has made a video trying to praise the censorship of these card companies, by the way. I'm not going to speak their name, because I don't want to give them any more attention than I already am, but they actively were pretty much happy for censorship and stuff of fictional content, and happy that these card companies basically were doing it. The thing is that, yes, there is content that they censor that is of, let's say, lolly content. And regardless of how you feel about it or not, I'm not going to get deep into that discussion, it is fiction. Doesn't harm anyone, it's not harming anyone, it's not real, okay? I'm just going to straight up say it, okay? It's not. It's not real. Trying to say it is real is harming people. Think about whatever you want of it, but basically, there is a line when you start to say that's the exact same thing, you really are doing damages to, let's say, actual people that are getting harmed. But getting back into the main point, the thing is that these companies like Visa and Mastercard and stuff, it's been linked that any type of hentai content and like 18 plus content and stuff is the reason why these sites have obviously been continuously getting forced censorship. And yes, there's definitely indication of that. And the thing is that it's very clear that it was never about, let's say, the hentai or the 18 plus content or anything like that. It was more or less power, trying to gain wealth and power and control. That's what it looks like now, especially when you have an article like this come out that is so damning that it really just goes to show how bad this is. Let's put this in perspective. Apparently, since 2019, and even Packer Girl here even points this out, since 2019, there was inquiries where people were trying to talk to Visa, Mastercard, and stuff about how there was a lot of really bad content on OnlyFans that is, let's just be honest, illegal, and has been taken down by even authorities themselves. This article covers it. You can pause the video and read this for yourself. But the thing is that the actual card companies never did anything about it, even though they have been directly responsible for some of the handling of the money and transactions as well on the said platform. And this is wild, actually freaking wild, especially when they try to scream out saying all in, brand protection and wanting to, get rid of illegal content, etc. It's crazy this article comes out. I feel like the reason why this came out is probably showcasing the hypocrisy of these companies, and that they legitimately don't care about people. They don't care about children. They don't care about protecting people and keeping them safe. It's about power. That's it. In control. And now at this point, it's very clear, it feels more like racism to me. Like, it legitimately does feel like they just want to attack Japan because they just don't like their culture and they want the culture to bend to other ideologies. That's what it looks like to me. And it's gross, man. It's actually gross. I saw this today and I was just like, I'm not really surprised that this happened, because usually when there's people like that screams out trying to do a moral high ground and stuff, skeletons in their closet. But it's just still, bro, man. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh. 2025, man. What a start of a year. These people, the people like the company, like Visa and Mastercard, like Savvy says here, they need to be investigated. There needs to be a real inquiry into the companies to investigate them. Thankfully, there is an ongoing lawsuit right now with antitrust laws and stuff with Visa and Mastercard. Like the United States government is suing them, and hopefully Japan does it eventually as well. But I do think that it's very clear there is a lot of corruption and evil stuff going on there that needs to be investigated. I mean, let's think about what's happening. And now this is kind of in a similar note. Think about what happened like in Europe recently. I don't know the whole story, but there was some stuff very similar to the subject matter of this right here that was building up in the news. So there definitely needs to be a lot of investigation to this. I think that it's really gross, and it just once again shows the hypocrisy and the priorities that these companies are more focused on fictional stuff than actual real issues. I'll leave it at that though. Wild. Actually freaking wild. These companies, man, they need to be investigated. Chibi out.